Hello everyone, Catweazle here, welcome to the channel and welcome back to our playthrough of Eldritch Horror, The Masks of Nyarlathotep, where we're just about to start episode 6. Before we do, obviously got to go through corrections from last turn. There's just one correction, and that is regarding the corruption condition that Daniela had. When I flicked it over, I just went straight to the 3+ and discarded a talent. Well, I should have also discarded the 1+ here. For each Eldritch token you have, discard a clue, focus and a resource as well. The reason I missed that is, it does say it on here, but you just get so used to that these have just come in with Masks of Nyarlathotep, and you just get so used to this format with spells that you just go to, like, whether it's 1+ or 3+ or whatever, and just read it. That's how they all work. This one is slightly different, so caught me out there. So thank you to the people who pointed that out. So what we've got to do is get rid of... She's got 3 Eldritch tokens, so we need 3 of either clues, focus or resource. What I've decided to do is get rid of 2 resources and a focus. She did have 2 of each, so she's only got 1 focus left now. And I'll put this back on her player tray. It's okay because we have a plan to get rid of it virtually straight away. Right-o. So, what next? The action phase is next. We're going to keep Daniela as our first player, so let's pop up to the pyramids. And here we are at the pyramids. So what's Daniela going to do? Well, first of all, she's going to move because she wants to get to Istanbul. So she gets to Istanbul on the train. Then for her second action, she is going to acquire assets. Because she's acquiring assets, she gets a resource back. Woo! And because we have Sonny Preston, he is going to use his once per round philanthropist ability, and she's going to get another one. So she's got her 2 actual resources back, which is great because, as I say, she is now going to acquire assets. She has a influence of 3, so let's get 3 dice. Remember, she's got 2 resources. And she gets a 6, so she has a 3rd success, essentially. So we'll get rid of these 1s, we don't want to keep those. So she's got a single success, but we can spend 2 resources. And what we are going to do is spend 2 resources. So that's going to become 3 successes. And what we're going to buy with the 3 successes? Well, first of all, we're going to buy tear gas. So item weapon, you may discard this card to reroll up to 2 dice when resolving a strength test during a combat encounter. In addition, reduce the monster's damage by 2 to a minimum of 1. This could be very important for a real tough monster like Mr. Shoggoth. So she's going to take that. But that's not the most important thing that she's going to take. Oh no. Because I noticed in between our turns that there was this little beauty. Consecration was in the asset reserve, a service. When you gain this card, immediately gain 1 boon condition, then discard the card. Let's just have a look at her corruption condition. Oh, let's have a look. If you would gain a boon condition, discard this card instead. Oh dear, we've lost our corruption condition. What a downer. Never mind, eh? Let's put it there. We didn't get our boon condition, but you know what? We've already got one, because she's blessed. In fact, I should have rolled blue dice, but we got a 6 and 2 1s, didn't we? So, doesn't matter. So, consecration, that disappears. We'll get rid of these 2 resources. Oh, and because we spent 2 resources there, we go up to 5 on her personal story. She spent 5 resources. So, there we go. Well, well, didn't that go nicely? Woo! I love it when a plan comes together. So That is one of the things, though, with playing this particular game the way I do, because I only do sort of a turn at a time. I do have plenty of time to plot and scheme in between, and I noticed that one. So we'll just move Specialised Training and the King James's Bible up in the reserve, because we have to get 2 more assets to go in there. And we get, oh, we'll do a cut. Let's do a quick cut. And we get the Enchanted Blade, item, weapon, magical, gain +1 will and +3 combat strength during combat encounters. That's a cost of 3. And we also get a ritual dagger at a cost of 1, item, magical weapon. Once per round you may gain +1 law when resolving a spell effect, or +2 strength when resolving a combat encounter. Both very nice. Magical weapons are nice to have. Put the asset deck back. So brilliant. Yes, very pleased with Daniela getting rid of that corruption there. Woo, 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 woo. Right, who is next? It's Agatha. So let's get down to Antarctica. And here we are with Agatha. So for her first action, she's going to travel and she's going to get the boat back to Sydney. And once she's in Sydney, what she's going to do is she is going to rest again. So that means she gets an extra health. She's already at full sanity. But she also has her Tome of Secrets, I believe. Once per round you may spend 1 focus instead of spending 1 clue. We don't want that bit. We want when you perform a focus action, recover 1 stat. No, we don't. I'm looking at the wrong one. It must be the Arcane Tome. It is. When you perform a rest action, you may test law. If we pass, we gain a spell. So we're going to test law here. And just checking. No, we don't get a clue. Oh yeah, that's one thing. She did pass her call the storm last turn and she should have got a clue. She has got 3 clues now. I picked 1 out. Oh, and another thing about call the storm. I'll just dig it out. Thomas pointed this out. If you actually look on the back, we can look on the back now because we've seen it once. It's different than it was in the episode before. And the reason for that is, remember, in the episode before, I accidentally went like that and then put it back. So what I did in between was, I thought, because I saw it in editing, so I thought, I know what it is now. So what I did was I just shuffled it back into the rituals and then picked out again till I got another Call the Storm. So that's why it is different. But yeah, and obviously by casting that last turn, we did get that extra clue. So we're doing the Arcane Tome. It's not a spell effect, so we won't get a clue. We just test law. Our law is 5. So we'll need that. And 5 dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we get 3 successes. So we have definitely got another spell. So 1 to 2 is glamours. 3 to 4 is incantations. And 5 to 6 is rituals. We get another glamour. I hate glamour spells. Ugh, I'm going to have to stop doing this. Oh. The main reason I hate glamour spells is because it just makes the reckoning phase longer. You know, when you get a reckoning, it's just more stuff to roll a dice for. So, the reckoning phase at the beginning of the game isn't bad, but by the time you get to the end of the game, you're rolling on so many things, it gets really boring. So let's do a cut, and off the back, what do we get? Alter Fate spell, Glamour. You may trade conditions, focus, improvement tokens and impairment tokens as part of a trade action. You test law and then flip this card on the reckoning. Cool. So yes, that's a nice spell. So we'll put that with all her others. She's got 4 spells now. A couple of glamours, a ritual and an incantation. Very nice. Okay, so that is it for her. She travelled then she rested and got herself a spell. After Agatha, it is Carson, so let's head up to Istanbul. And here we are with Carson. Now, originally as a backup, just in case I didn't manage to get consecration, I was going to do a trade action here and actually trade back the Eye of Light, but we don't need to do that now because we got rid of the corruption, woohoo, on Daniela. So he'll keep it because he's got 4 Eldritch tokens and Daniela's only got 3. So if he's not going to do there's nothing else worth trading, I don't think. So what he'll do is other sort of funky action that he can do, and he is going to get himself a train ticket. He's going to prepare for travel, and because Daniela is on the same space, she's going to get one as well. So she gets a train ticket as well as Carson. So Carson's got a train and a ship ticket now. For his second action, he is going to travel. So he's going to go to space 17, but then he's immediately going to spend that train ticket and he's going to move to Shanghai. So yes, he is ignoring that clue, but we've got plenty of people in this area, and I think what we'll do is, as regards picking that clue up, we might have Daniela get it or something. We'll see. But she can get clues through cashing in her resources anyway. So unless we've specifically got to do research encounters or anything, then we'll just leave it for the time being. We'll get to Shanghai because I want to do something funky a little bit later. So he is in Shanghai. He's prepared for travel. He's travelled. That is it for Carson. Next up is our final investigator for this turn, who is Preston. And here we are with Preston. What's Preston going to do? Preston is also going to travel. So he's going to travel to space 19. But he's also going to bypass that clue for the time being and spend his train ticket that he got before. And he is going to go all the way down to Shanghai, where he bumps into Carson. Guesses for what his next action is going to be. That's right, he's going to acquire assets. So let's see if he can actually get a decent amount of successes for a change. So he's going to acquire assets. He has an influence of 7, and I think that's... Oh, the other thing we're not doing is we're not resting. We're taking a chance with the head injury. I wanted to get him to Shanghai. I want to actually get some stuff, because either him or Daniela, or perhaps Daniela and him, are going to go to Tokyo and try and kill that Shoggoth and close that gate. So that's the plan with those two. So yeah, so acquire assets, perhaps get this enchanted blade or something like that that'll help us against the Shoggoth. Let's just check the Shoggoth again. So he's not resistant to anything, but yeah, he is a pain. The reason why I might send 2 investigators there is because he recovers health. If he didn't recover health, I'd probably just send 1 there, but it may be we need 2 to finish him off in a single round because he has 4 health, which is quite a bit. So we'll pop that back there anyway. Acquiring assets. So it was 7 influence, wasn't it? So we need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And we need some successes, man. Oh, hang on. Just before a roll. Yes, he gets a resource, doesn't he? So he is going to pick up a resource. We'll just put it under there for the time being. Well, that was rubbish. But we did get a 6, but I still got 4 dice to actually get into the dice tower. Look at that, 1 6 again. Oh, how do you do it, Preston? So that's 2 successes, I believe. Let me just check. Oh no, he hasn't got his fine clothes, so he's only got 1 success. He's only got 2 successes if we spend his resource. He is going to spend his resource. And what he's going to buy is the King James Bible. You may re-roll 1 die when resolving a a will test during a combat encounter, and you get an additional sanity when you rest. So I think we will use this, and yeah, I think this is a good item, particularly for him. So he's took the King James Bible. Bloody 1/6. Bloody crap. So there we go. Get rid of those. We'll keep the 6, because what else is going to happen? The other thing that's going to happen is this should go in the supply, but it's not, because it's going to go to Carson, because Carson's on the same space. Woo! Oh no, Carson did he acquire assets, Carson? No, the acquire assets was Daniela, wasn't it? Whew. Right, so Carson, he can acquire assets. He hasn't done it already this turn. He's got a resource that he got from Preston, just in case. How many influence has he got? He's got an influence of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, and because he's a new person, that means we've got to fill up the asset reserve to replace the King James Bible. I'll just move these 2 up. And the replacement is Private Care. Service. When you gain this card, immediately recover all health and sanity, then discard this card. So with this, we'll try and keep it in the reserve until somebody's in a really bad way. So Private Care goes in there. Like most services, as soon as you pick it up, you've got to use it immediately. So keep it in the reserve while we can, and just hope that we don't get a card that says get rid of everything in the reserve. Okay, so he's got 4 dice to roll. How many successes is he going to get? None. He doesn't get any. But he is going to spend his resource, and he is going to take the ritual dagger for 1. So item, magical weapon. Once per round you may gain +1 law when resolving a spell effect, or +2 strength when resolving a combat encounter. So that's pretty good. I like the fact that oh, what am I talking about? He actually had another one on his player tray as well. Ooh. So yes, he's going to spend the one that was on his player tray as well. He had 2. So he's going to spend that as well. And he is going to get specialised training, because why not? When you perform a focus action, you may consult experts to train you and test will. If we pass, we can discard this card and improve a skill of our choice. So we'll take that as well. Yeah, he has got 2 focus, but I'm not bothered with a reroll. We've got 2 of the things that I wanted. And the other thing he's got, he does have the lucky cigarette case, and we do have a 4 there. But again, I want to save that to the encounter phase. So an absolutely rubbish shopping spree by both Preston and Carson, but fortunately they did have some reserves to buy some stuff. Now we need a couple more assets for the reserve. Again, we'll do another cut, and we get a news report, which is another service. When you gain this card, immediately spawn 3 clues. Brilliant. And it only costs 1. That is excellent. And after that, the Mystic Bounty Hunter, which is an ally, gain +1 strength during combat encounters, gain +2 law when resolving spell effects. So this is pretty good. This would be good for Preston or Carson. So pop those there. So that's good. Get rid of that. And that is the end of the action phase, I believe. Okay, next up, it is the encounter phase. And here we are in the encounter phase. Daniela to go first. I think what she's going to do is she is actually going to have an Istanbul encounter. She is blessed. So let's see if we can actually get her influence up. So pop that there, and I'll just get the Istanbul deck, which I meant to get out, but forgot. So here is the Istanbul deck, and let's have a look what we've got. You find a card clutched in a dead man's hand. Gain the 5 of Pentacles unique asset. Ooh, nice. So I'm going to have to look through the unique assets, which will be here, because I've separated the tasks out. Won't be a moment, it'll probably take me ages due to the size of the deck. And I'm back, and here is the 5 of Pentacles unique asset. Trinket Tarot. When you gain this card from the deck, improve your influence. So we did improve influence. Let me get a improvement token. So there we are. Her influence has gone up to 4, which is great. Whenever you roll a 1 during an influence test as part of an acquire assets action, you may re-roll that die. Oh, very good. Alright, we'll put that over here. Excellent. And we'll get on with reading the card. Right. You find evidence that he was a member of the esoteric order of Dagon. Now the order is looking for you. Escape will require some bribery. Lose 2 health unless you gain a debt condition. So, you know, ever since she's been blessed, she's barely been rolling a die, has she? So, do I want a debt condition? No, I don't. She's got 7 health. What she's gonna do is she's going to escape Istanbul, but just about, you know, skin of her teeth. She gets out of the clutches of the esoteric order of Dagon. They perhaps wing her with a pistol or something while she's escaping. So yeah, I'm fine with that. So she takes 2 health damage, and that puts her down to 5. So she's got 5 health, but she'll be able to get that back. I don't see that being a problem. I'll just check there isn't anything that helps her there. Oh, in fact, good job I checked. Once per round, when you would lose health, you may test strength. So we're going to test strength. Hang on. We'll just get that back. I'll just leave both of those there. We'll put the single one over there if we fail a strength test. We'll put the 3 back if we actually get the strength test. So strength's pretty good, I believe. It is 5, yes. So we're going to be rolling 5 dice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come on, Daniela. And she gets 2 6s. So resilient, her talent has come in. And oh, we've got to flip the card. So we got 2 successes. You hear a sickening snap, but force yourself to keep going. Gain an injury condition unless you discard this card. We'll discard the card. I'm not getting an injury condition. So resilient goes with the talents. Which is up here. In you go. So she's back to her headstrong talent now. That'll do. And yes, I think that was well worth it for increasing her influence and getting that 5 of Pentacles. Okay, that is it for Daniela. Next up, it is Agatha. And here we are with Agatha in Squidney. What we're going to do is we're just going to have a generic encounter here. I'm not particularly bothered about her, you know, increasing strength. So let's just have a generic encounter. She's in a city. A shady figure offers to sell you a weapon, no questions asked. You speak with him to determine his motives. Influence test. So, what is her influence? It is 3, so not too bad. She's got a few clues that she could spend, but she's got 3 of those. I'm hoping for her to keep hold of them, because if she gets 5 clues, she can spend them at once and achieve her personal story. So she's just going to have a go with these 3 influence and see if she can do it. And unfortunately she cannot. I am not going to spend those clues. Just hope that the fail condition isn't bad. If you fail, the undercover policeman arrests you, gain a detained condition. Blimey. She didn't buy it. Right. Well, that's a pain, but it's not too bad. Because I wasn't planning to move her from Sydney until we can get at least Carson down there with her. So it's a pain. She could have like rested more and stuff, but there you go. Now, detained conditions. Where do they live? I think they're with the Wanteds, are they? Wanteds. No, not with those. Ah, here they are. Restrictions, that's what they are. Right. So, off the back till we find one. Detained. There we go, virtually straight away. Restriction. You cannot move or perform actions other than the action on this card. Instead of resolving an encounter, flip this card. Local action. Test. Influence. If you pass, discard this card. Right, so we need to do an influence test. She is detained. It's a bit of a downer. We've already done the encounter, so we don't have to flip that card until the next. If we fail next action phase to get rid of that, we'll only do that single action, which is the action to try and get rid of it. If we fail, then when we come to the encounter, we'll have to flip that card. So that's a bit of a downer. Hopefully, however, we will pass that. She has got an influence of 3, which is pretty good, so we'll see what we can do. Okay, that is it for Agatha. Next up is Carson. And here we are with Carson. He's in Shanghai, so we'll just pick this and have a read. The Shanghai library is flooding. Well, that's a bit of a downer. And the books are floating away. Gain 1 random tome asset from the deck. It's very kind. So, here's the deck. And we'll just go through so we get a tome. Arcane Blade. Holy Cross. Training Regimen. Come on, there's loads of tomes. Sledgehammer. Dynamite. Oh, we could have done with that. Mystic Tome. So here we go. Item Tome. When you gain this card from the deck or reserve, gain 2 spells, then discard 1 spell. When you perform a rest action, recover 1 additional sanity. Okay, so we'll just shuffle these ones that I've just seen back in. And put the asset deck back. Right, we've got to gain 2 spells, so we'll roll the die. You know what the numbers are for now. 2 is a bloody glamour, so we need a glamour spell and another glamour spell. So we've got to choose between 2 glamour spells. God, I hate glamour spells. Right, let's just do a cut. And we can either have Enchant Weapon. Monsters you encounter lose physical resistance. You may re-roll up to 2 dice when resolving a strength test during a combat encounter. And we test Law during a Reckoning. And, oh, bottom. The bottom, Enchanting Grace again. Once per round when you would lose 2 health, prevent 2 of that health loss. Test Law and then flip this card. That's the one we're going to put back. We may as well have the Enchant Weapon, I think. We'll pop those back. Enchant Weapon is what he gets, along with his Mystic Tome. So we'll pop these here. And yes, that is it. Oh no, we've still got to read the rest of this, haven't we? Probably have to make a test somewhere. You try to save as many as you can. Test Strength. What's his strength? His strength is 3. So 3 dice. And we get a success, because we roll a 6. Nice one. Whoop. If you pass, you rescue as many of the waterlogged You rescue many of the waterlogged texts. Improve law. Woohoo! So we have improved our law. Brilliant. So let me just check what he's on at the moment. He is currently on 2 law, but that's going up to 3. So good work from Carson. Very good. So he got himself a scroll, a tome, and a spell. So, no, got himself a tome, a spell, and increased his law. So, very good. I'll keep that 6. Right, so that was it for... The only bad thing there is we didn't have to do a re-roll. Because if we'd had to do a re-roll, we would have got rid of an Eldritch token by using the Eye of Light. I was hoping he'd fail that. But never mind. Okay, so... So next up is Preston. And here we are with Preston. He's going to do exactly the same, so why did I put the deck away? We're an idiot. So we'll bring it back. And yes, he's going to have a Shanghai encounter as well. The government wants to close Shanghai University, but you negotiate to stop them. Yes, that's what we like. We like a nice influence test. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And now he gets 4 successes. Not when he's acquiring assets, but now. Right, so he's got 4 successes. If you pass, you receive classes in return. Gain 1 talent condition and improve law. Brilliant. So he will improve his law as well. He goes up to 3 law. Gets a talent condition. Let me dig those out. And a cut. And we get rugged. Well, he's already rugged. You can't have 2 conditions the same, so we're going to have to draw again. Martial prowess. Talent. When resolving a combat encounter, you may gain +3 strength during that encounter. If you do, flip this card before resolving the test. Well, that might come in useful. So we'll pop that there. I've got to remember as well, he's still got that head injury. If we get away with it in the Mythos this turn and don't have a reckoning, I'll definitely make sure that he rests to try and get rid of that. Okay, right, so that's it for Preston. Is there anything left on the card we've got to do? If you fail, we're not bothered about failing because we didn't fail, we passed. So, excellent stuff. Right-o, that is it for the encounter phase. Next up, ooh, you better believe it, it's the laugh and chuckle phase. And here we are at the laugh and the chuckle phase. We love it. Right, let's see what we're going to get. What we don't want is a reckoning, because we're taking a bit of a risk with Preston. So green, please. What we definitely don't want is a blue. Damn it! Got a rumour. Oh, well, at least it hasn't got tentacles on it. Mind you saying that, it doesn't have snowflakes on it either, does it? Right, clues first. So we'll get the clue bag. Oh, bloody rumour. Right, our first clue is going to space 5. That's North America, and our second clue is going to space 9. Greenland. Well, there you go. Bit out of the way, but never mind. At least we've still got this one at 19 and we've still got this one at 17, which are quite close. Okay, so that was the good news. It's all downhill from here, no doubt. The conspiracy is vastly more organised and widespread than believed. The cult's practitioners are everywhere, and their profane rites are not isolated incidents. Their work is combining into a single sickening harmony. Awakening the old ones, this doesn't sound good. Ongoing rumour. As an encounter, an investigator on a space containing a clue may attempt to stop the ritual. A cultist monster ambushes him. If he defeats it, he places that clue on this card. I've done this one before, I think. When there are clues on this card equal to half the investigators solve this rumour. So half the investigators isn't bad. And what happens on the reckoning? Advance doom by 1 and spawn a clue. This isn't too bad, actually. I've done this one before as well, I think, and it's not too bad. Mainly because our doom is so good. So we've got this. We've got a couple of clues near us. Ideally, I wanted to save them just in case the adventure was knocking about, but I think what we'll have to do is we'll just have to, yeah, let's get rid of the rumour. So I'll just leave it in the middle here and put that on it, so I know not to forget about it, and we'll put these back. Well, at least that was a quick Mythos phase, and we haven't moved the doom. The omen track hasn't gone, so the doom hasn't changed, and yeah, I think we're okay. So nothing else. That turn was, yeah, we did pretty well. The main thing about that turn was getting rid of that corruption condition. That ever since I saw that thing with consecration down here, I knew I'd be able to do it. I knew she'd get enough with Preston's special ability and everything. I knew Daniela would have at least 2 resources, so I knew we could pick that up. Once she got to Istanbul and acquired assets, I knew we could get rid of the corruption, so that was brilliant. And everything after that was just gravy, really. Agatha getting detained isn't good. I had hoped for at least to have 1 more rest and get her up to 4 health, but that's the way it goes, unfortunately. Preston, he's still not rolling very well, but at the end of the day, he has improved a few of his, he's improved some abilities, he's got a talent, things like that. Similarly, Carson, he's done okay, he's got some items, he's got a spell, he's improved law as well, so not too bad for him either. The only disappointment from, you know, it's a real minor niggle, but ever since Daniela got that blessing, she hasn't rolled a dice. Well, she did. She rolled 2, didn't she, today? And I forgot to use the blue dice, but she got a success anyway, and the other one was a 1, so it wouldn't have kicked in. But we've had that blessing ages now, and we've only had 1 roll, so that's a bit disappointing. But with no reckoning this turn, at least she didn't have to roll for it, so with any luck she'll be able to use it next turn. We might get her down to space 17 next turn. Let's see if she can pick up this clue, put that onto the rumour, that'd help. And we could always send Preston up to, what is it, 19 to try and do the same up there. Get Carson going down to Squidney, and because he does have a ship ticket, so he can get there in 1 action. And then we can, he might have a trade then. Might have a trade and with Agatha, and we'll see how we're doing. That, of course, Carson didn't need a re-roll, did he, this turn? I was hoping to use that Eye of Light and get rid of one of those 4 Eldritch tokens, but unfortunately that wasn't to be either. So, bit of a bummer. But I think next turn, I mean, we're odds on for a reckoning, aren't we? It's, oh no, it'll be equal. It'll be 2 green and 2 yellow we've got left. So it's a 50-50 chance whether we get a reckoning next turn. But I still think Preston, yeah, if he moves up to 19, then does a rest action, he can try and get rid of that head injury. Other than that, yeah, we haven't really motored on with the adventure this particular turn, but I was just concentrating really on getting rid of that corruption condition, so that's good. We're setting ourselves up, get a couple of investigators down to Sydney, up to Space 21, and then let's try and finish off this mystery. I think that's the plan. We've got plenty of time. There are plenty of Mythos cards left. We've got plenty of Doom left at the moment. So let's see if we can't finish it off. Alright, that is it for turn 6. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for all the subscriptions, for all the views, for all the help and support. You're marvellous. Thank you for all the likes and dislikes. And and thank you to everybody who's been across to Board Game Links to upvote the site, and across to BGG to like the videos over there, drop Geek Gold, that sort of thing. New followers on Instagram and Twitter, thank you very much. And yes, as ever, if I've made an error somewhere, or, you know, cocked something up, probably have. I've been doing it all game, so whatever I've got wrong this episode, flag it up, let me know, and I will try and correct it for next turn. Okay, I think that's it, so that leaves nothing more than for me to say toodaloo.